Spiritual Empire Magic. New Age pipe dreams were great. This is the new age that happens. Tad's blog. Note to the listener or reader. What follows is a high-level introduction to advertisement. A symbolic metaphysical system that will receive deeper treatment in upcoming episodes of the Orange Catholic Apocrypha podcast by the Purple Sage. This is a map, not a territory, a lens, not a law. It is an approach, a framing, meant to uncover something that's already underway. We aren't here to debate or dismiss other traditions. Every tradition has its own genius. This is simply a vision of how they may interrelate, and why a certain pattern, long quiet in the background, is beginning to shine. Almost as if to show it can help even more popular traditions than yours, this system ends up about the most popular metaphysics on Earth, its major religions. I'm sure it can benefit your personal funk. Section 1. 4 Empires, 13 Currents, and the Shape of the Wheel. We begin with a quote from the Guess Who. It's the new Mother Nature taking over. It's the new splendid lady come to call. And she has come with a suitcase full of zodiac signs, civilizational myths, and a fresh set of rules for spiritual gravity. Here's the schema at the heart of it all. The 4 elemental spiritual empires are as follows. Fire. The Middle East, represented by the camel. Its corresponding religions are Judaism, Aries, Christianity, Leo, and Islam, Sagittarius. Water. The Western world, represented by corn. Its religions are Norse mythology, Cancer, Egyptian mythology, Scorpio, and Greco-Roman religion, Pisces. Air. India, represented by the elephant. Its religions are Sikhism, Gemini, Jainism, Libra, and Hinduism, Aquarius. Earth. China, represented by bamboo. Its religions are Confucianism, Taurus, Taoism, Virgo, and Buddhism, Capricorn. And finally, the hub of the wheel, Japan, with Shinto, represented by the slime mold. Shinto is not simply a 13th tradition, it is the spiritual quintessence. It does not compete with the others. It connects them. Each of the 12 zodiac signs hosts a different religion, not literally, but resonantly. This is spiritual empire magic, not the study of who ruled what, but how elemental tones shaped metaphysical language. And in the middle, Shinto. Not as the strongest or loudest, but as the center. The stillness that makes the wheel turn. Section 2. The 4 Empires and the Hub. The magician who can't smell the empires underfoot is lost before they cast a single spell. These aren't just historical zones or cultural containers. No, these are living elemental engines, each carrying not only a continent's gods but an entire metaphysical mood. You live inside their wake even now. They're the bones of the world dream, humming with symbols that predate your will and will outlast your name. Each empire has its season, its weather, its guardian form. Animal for the masculine, plant for the feminine. But one sits in the center. Not dominant, cohesive. Not king, compost. It's the hub of the wheel, the overflow drawer of reality, the everything else box of the soul. And if you don't know what to call your magic, it probably lives there. The Fire Empire, the Middle East. Symbol. Camel, masculine, season, summer. Fire's empire is dry, radiant, hungry for contracts with the divine. These are the desert faiths, the lawgivers, the flame bearers. They birthed monotheism and burned every idol in sight. Aries, Judaism. The ram breaks first ground. Sacrifice, covenant, the burning bush. A holy fire with rules. Leo, Christianity. The Lion of Judah wears a sun crown. Aslan on the move. Ego is sanctified as savior. Glory as gospel. Sagittarius, Islam. The arrows flight across desert sand. Revelation like lightning. Islam preserved not just faith, but the whole library of heaven. Hermetica, Plato, medicine, mathematics. It handed back to Europe the philosophical flame it forgot. And the camel? The camel endures. Fire doesn't last, but memory does. The Water Empire, the West. Symbol. Corn, feminine, season, autumn. The west is drenched. Its symbols bleed. Its magic dreams, suffers, and drinks. Water doesn't argue, it seeps, it rots, it baptizes. Cancer, Norse myth. Ice giants and memory trees. Runes carved into bark like scars. Water frozen, myth hoarded. Scorpio, Egypt. Death sits enthroned. The Nile's venom and rebirth. A civilization built as a stage for the afterlife. Scorpio is the glyph of the coffin and resurrection. Pisces, Greco-Roman. The age Christ was born into. The fish swims deep. Mystery cults. Dionysus, Neptune. Pisces is dream and sacrifice. It is wine for blood and blood for myth. Throw me in the shallow water before I get too deep. Corn means grain, Europe's ancient soul food. But corn also means maize, alien, new world, golden. When it arrived, it rewrote agriculture and mysticism. Corn is the psychedelic pun of civilization. The Air Empire. India. Symbol. Elephant, masculine, season, spring. Air doesn't plant roots, it sings truths. India is the place where sound becomes religion and metaphysics grows like vines through language. Here, the divine is not something you obey, it's something you breathe. Gemini, Sikhism. Twin swords and sacred fraternity. Zion, the sword of truth and distinction. Breath recited as prayer. Libra, Jainism. Weightless vows. Ethics like glass. Libra is the balance, and Jainism walks its tightrope with no shoes and no harm. Aquarius, Hinduism. The cosmic cityscape. Dev is surfing the wheel of time. Aquarius rules the new age, and Hinduism poured its entire astral infrastructure into it. Chakras, karma, reincarnation, mantra, tantra, meditation. The air you breathe in every yoga studio was first exhaled by a Vedic hymn. And the elephants? The elephants fly here. You've heard the quote. There is a place on earth where men live on the ground, but their souls hover above it. This is that place. The Earth Empire, China. Symbol. Bamboo. Feminine, season, winter. Earth contains. Earth endures. Earth listens so quietly you forget it's listening. China's empire of magic is shaped not by theology but by structure, motion, and emptiness arranged with precision. Taurus, Confucianism. Duty, rank, ancestor, right. Every dinner table an altar. Every gesture a spell. This is calligraphy in loam. Structure written in the soil of daily life. Virgo, Taoism. Wu. The valley, the vessel. Taoism says, don't push. It is the hollow that gives the cup its use. Virgo's precision meets the Tao's vanishing act. Earth is emptiness with edges. Capricorn, Buddhism. India's ghost religion. Imported, stripped down, weaponized into Zen. Capricorn is the devil in the tarot, and what better archetype for the foreign mysticism the West fears and fetishizes? The CEO monk. The koan slap. The I Ching's cart full of devils who turn out to be allies. Bamboo bends. Bamboo grows in straight lines through chaos. This earth is not solid, it is structural elegance. The Fifth Empire. The hub, Japan, Shinto. Symbol. Slime mold, in between, season, all. Shinto is not the Fifth Empire because it wins. It's the fifth because it includes what the others exclude. It doesn't conquer, it connects. It doesn't preach, it attunes. It doesn't build cathedrals, it grows networks. Literally. Japan modeled parts of its subway on slime mold behavior, and it outperformed human engineers. That's not just science, that's kami logic. Shinto is where gods don't speak, but they're watching. Where offerings are made, not because they'll work, but because you're not alone. Where magic doesn't manifest, it drifts in, moss-covered, silent. It's also the filing cabinet for the unfiled. Didn't fit in the other four? You're here, and that's not exile, it's invitation. Greater than Shinto is the shrine for everything else. And that shrine has no door. You're already inside it. Section 3. Intentionally absent. This section has not yet manifested. Its shape may be known only when you are ready to read it. Or perhaps you are already living it. Keep walking. Section 4. Shinto is the quintessential center of the zodiacal spiritual wheel. We now turn the incense down, and the awareness up. This is not a call for hierarchy. The center of a wheel is not the king. It's the place through which everything connects. Shinto fits that role, not because it wins, but because it hosts. No one must convert. No one must renounce. But everyone, increasingly, is acting as if they feel the same thing. That spirit lives in place. That reverence precedes belief. That ritual is better than rhetoric. This is Shinto, not as export, but as emergent gravity. Shinto lives at the crossroads of locality over ideology, spirit over dogma, ritual over theology. It welcomes what is. It doesn't fix what isn't. It lets the 12 flow without needing to tame them. Just as the slime mold finds paths of least resistance, so Shinto shows up where the sacred is already gathering. And it does so without telling the others what they are. That's not center as authority. That's center as hospitality. Section 5. The spirit wheel turns. Signs of Shinto in the new Magick. The magical world is changing. Not by rebellion, not by revival, but by recognition. Here's what we see. 1. Objects are becoming beings again. Talismans aren't tools, they're presences. Your altar isn't a stage. It's a relationship. Everything matters, not just in symbol, but in presence. 2. Place is back. Geomancy, land offerings, ancestor work, urban gridding, spirit mapping. The sacred is returning to the nearest thing. 3. Simplicity is powerful. A cup of water, a flame, not minimalism, reverence. That which is done with sincerity is enough. 4. Syncretism is relaxing. There's a new etiquette. Ask the spirit. Be respectful. Don't force it. Keep it local when possible. The kami decide, not the theologians. 5. Silence is returning. Not everything needs to be named. Not every ritual needs to end in explanation. Sometimes the sacred simply arrives. And you bow. And you let it pass. This is Shinto, not in name, but in feel. It doesn't replace your path. It deepens it. It grounds it. It gives it neighbors. Maybe it was never about importing a religion. Maybe it was about remembering something we never stopped knowing. Maybe the new spirit path doesn't need a name. Or maybe it's had one all along. The shrine door is now closed. And glowing. As John Lennon once said, life is what happens while you're busy making other plans.